Yeah.
Ready three, take three. Ready two, take two. Two, you're live. Two, no, two, don't chuck them at two. All right, three, you're live. Two, when I say you're live, do not start moving the camera all over the place, okay? When I say you're live, you want to keep your shot. Ready four, take four.
Oh, that's so
Four,
That's a
lit.
good
slow
shot.
zoom out, please. Just zoom out slowly from the flag.
And then we're going to go to the comments.
And we're cutting to talent.
That was our national anthem, and it is absolutely beautiful day for some baseball. I am Thomas Elliott,
I'm Jackson Hanson.
and today we are going to be strapping in for a rookie start from the Cuesta pitcher, Ren Woods. Getting a little excited. What do you think the keys to success are for the Cuesta Cougars today?
Today, I think the keys of success are mostly upon Ren Woods. You know, this is his first career start. He's played 10 innings so far this season. In those innings, he's had a .9 ERA. So I think if he can keep that up,
Yeah,
the Cougars have a pretty good chance today.
I would love to see that. I do believe that last year where we did this live streaming matchup, there was over 30 runs scored in the game. I don't know if we're hoping for that or not, depending on who scores the runs. But it should be an interesting one as the players have taken the field to get their arms loose. See, we got the first base ump getting some stretches in, and it's a great day for some baseball. A little breeze.
I did check the weather. It says it's gonna increase the wind a little bit in the coming innings, so that might
Okay.
come into play here.
The ball is going to be flying a little out of normal.
So a high pop fly, something like that. You don't know where it's gonna land. There might be some errors so far in this game.
Yeah, and not many
Coming up.
clouds in the sky, so that will also
Yeah.
add to the lack of vision
Indeed.
that's going to be going on today. But we take what we have and we go with it.
Indeed.
So as we get started here in the next couple seconds, first batter is coming up to the plate, and we are about to start 9 innings of your Cuesta Cougars college baseball. With Makani Nabarro, William Dalton, sorry. William Dalton from the Oxnard Connors. He's taking the plate. First pitch is a low ball, and we are off to the races. Here comes the 1-0 count. Looks like that was low again. 0-2 count, or a 2-0 count. Oh my God, I'm having a tough day. Is it pitch clock?
Pitch clock, yeah.
That's awesome. That's so cool. I didn't know there was pitch clocks and DHs in college. I mean, that totally makes sense because you
Yeah.
have to get them ready for it. I wonder where else you can see it up there. Oh, high pop fly in the infield. Shortstop brings that one in. Easy catch for the 3-pitch at bat.
That was a good job by the shortstop. That was like directly in the sun. So.
And he made the call, made sure the third baseman knew. He was under that one, getting it.
Ready three, take three.
Strike one. There we go. He's starting to find that zone again, getting a little warm. That one was low and away.
I like the idea to try a breaking ball there, though. You can't give him too many fastballs in a row.
Definitely not. He's going to be hunting that for sure.
Yeah.
Two, take two.
Oh, a bunt.
Bunt. I saw them practicing that in warm-ups, but I didn't know we were going to
See that
get
already.
that so quick. Yeah, right, exactly.
A bunt was an interesting choice there. I would have
Yeah, I don't
expected
know.
maybe if somebody was on base, but
1 strike, 1 out, top of the
Yeah.
first. Just lay
with,
one out. Why
with
not?
nobody on base too. Yeah.
Oh, a little check swing. Runs foul. That one caught him up by the hands there.
Yeah.
That's got to hurt a little bit.
Oh yeah.
That is my least favorite
Indeed.
thing about baseball.
I would always get hit by the pitch.
Oh yeah, yeah. That is definitely worse. There was this one pitcher that I used to face that like hit me once, and then I could never hit off him again because I was just
Yeah.
so terrified of him. So that's fun.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys are freaking huge. Like our pitcher, William Wren's at least 6 foot. We have
got
that
the
data.
stats on there. Yeah.
Yeah, he is 6 foot.
Oh.
Oh, hits the
Back
wall.
to the fence.
Makes it into second standing for the first hit of the day.
Okay. There's one earned run already for Ren Woods. Maybe increasing his average ERA a little bit.
Hopefully, we can get out of this one. First challenge of the day.
Yeah. Got to fight through the adversity.
Mm-hmm. Here comes the first pitch of the at-bat.
Ooh.
He almost wanted it. It was out there for him. But it broke a little bit. And
Yeah.
he saw it coming, held it back. It's good plate discipline right there. Oh, it was a strike anyway. Never mind.
Yeah.
Well,
He
not good plate
accidentally hit
discipline.
it.
Ooh.
There we
To
go.
second base. Easy play at first. And he holds the runner at third.
Great running throw by Jerome Damery.
Mm-hmm. Holding it down in the inner infield.
That does bring the runner to third.
Yeah, that is not a preferred position to be in for the Cuesta Cougars as one goes low. That's going to start to get scary if that
Yeah.
gets by the catcher there.
This would be when I would have expected a bunt.
Yeah,
or something like
you know
that,
what?
You know?
Exactly. That scares me though that they have that in the back pocket.
Yeah.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
that's gone. Oh my God, top of the fence.
Damn.
All right, that is a stand-up double and an RBI for the Oxnard
Condors.
And who got that RBI? That would be number 31, Jacob Stringer, the first baseman, as he goes back out to second with a monster hit, dead center. I really thought that was gone. if
I
I'm gonna
thought
be
that was
fully
gone
honest.
as well.
There was some demoralized looks from the outfield over there,
Yeah.
but first run is on the board.
Yeah, Thomas. Oxnard has not been struggling to make contact.
No, not at all, and that is not a good thing.
Yeah.
Not a good thing. As Braden Ferguson steps up to the plate there, DH, I would assume he's also probably pretty good at batting
I would
if
agree.
he's the DH.
Yeah.
So another runner in scoring position with one already on the board.
A low
That's
pitch.
low.
Yeah.
And there's a 1-1 count. 2 outs. Just needs anything to get out of this inning, you know?
Yeah.
1 is manageable. 2 is start to build a wall that you can't break down.
Yeah.
There we go. Nice pitch. Caught the bottom of the zone.
Yeah, I agree. 1-run innings, you can come back from that. That's not a big hole to get yourself out of.
Oh,
wow.
check swing.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
gets by the pitcher. Oh,
Oh,
no. The runner from third's coming in, standing up, no problem from the errant throw. As Breeden Ferguson gets to second. And I don't believe that's an RBI because it's an error.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
We're going to have to get back to you on that one. But the score went to 2-0.
Yeah.
So that is unfortunate. That was a very tough grounder to get to, though.
Yeah.
Just enough pace to get by Ren, the
It looked to me
pitcher.
the pitcher wasn't quite ready to sprint for that.
Took a less than optimal angle
Yeah.
towards that one as we go back to the same position we were in last batter with a new batter and another run on the board.
And, yeah. Down 0-2.
Oh,
There we
high fly ball. Here comes the second baseman.
Good job, boys.
go. Jerome.
He is locking it down. And we get out of that one.
Good job, guys.
You know,
Your lives, just follow those
we were just talking about how 1 would have been better than 2, and that is true, but 2 is better than 3.
Yeah.
So all things considered, haven't even seen them get to bat yet. So not all hope is lost. Is what
Indeed.
I'm getting.
Especially with how Cuesta's been hitting this year, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
In 34 games, they've scored. Their batting average as a team is 297,
That's pretty
which
damn
is
good.
very good.
You
know.
don't see that, but I think Alan Hancock right now is batting 750 against us. So hopefully we can fix that one, you know. But
Indeed.
back to what you were saying earlier, you're absolutely right. Oxnard is having zero trouble making contact with the ball. And then at some point, you know, the ball is going to find the right part of the field. We got people like Jerome who are covering a little bit more than their zones just to get to those balls. Good communication. And hopefully we can get something going on the offensive end to kind of counter those first couple sadnesses is the best way to put it.
I think it'll also be interesting to see how long coach decides to keep in Ren Woods. You know, will he be able to bounce back after that early first inning?
That's true.
After he's gotten through the toughest part of the batting order. You know?
Yeah.
I wonder if he'll recover there.
That is true.
That'll be interesting to see.
He got through. That was Bryce Weege that popped out. So yeah, he's gonna have the 7, 8, 9 coming up. But right now we got the top of the Cuesta Cougars order with Makani Nabarro, our center fielder, the lefty. Good matchup, lefty versus righty. Sees one in high for the first pitch of the bottom side of the inning. Sees that one inside for ball 2. No complaints about that.
McConaughey's had a great eye so far this year. He's only had a 305 batting average, but his on-base percentage is 451, so he doesn't need to get hits to get on base.
No, he does not, as he pops one that looks like it's heading foul.
And it's
Could
foul.
not get to it. That was an interesting one. The shortstop looked to be the one that went to go catch that ball, even though the third baseman was closer. It's probably sun angle like we were talking about earlier, but hopefully that is something that we can exploit later. Maybe if that was a mistake, I don't know. Who knows?
Indeed.
Oh, one is ripped to right field, off the fence for the third time of the day as he gets into second easily.
Maybe 5 feet away from a home run.
Yeah,
there.
right. No, not even. I think that was honestly a little bit closer.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I think one is absolutely due today because, you know, at some point, these are going to be getting a little bit too close. That was a stand-up double.
Yeah, the fence is 370 feet.
Which is not short. Not short.
Indeed. Maybe a little bit less wind. That would have been a home run.
Yeah, 100%. Takes one low. A.J. Martinez, our shortstop, probably the two most significant defensive positions on the field, batting number 1 and number 2. Those are the leaders of the the outfield and the infield, respectively.
I also think the catchers are rather
Ooh.
underrated defensive
That is a
position.
great point as one's lined in to right field, but the throw gets into the cutoff and holds Makai Nabarro at third. So we got first and third, no outs for Yock Sinclair, our right fielder.
This is a great start to the inning.
Great start to the inning, you know. Oxnard was making good contact against us, and we're making good contact against Oxnard, so
Yeah.
I think we might be the bad juju that brings just an exponential onslaught of offense every
Yeah.
time we're here. But
Although any contact here pretty much guarantees a run
that's
scoring.
true. That's true. And that
That should be good
should
enough.
be good. Left fielder. Decides
I think he
not
definitely
to
could have
tag.
gotten there.
Yeah.
Dang.
I don't know. You got to listen to the base coach.
Of course.
But that one's a tough one. Left field is unfortunate because that is closer to that third base side.
Yeah.
If that was in right field, I think that would have been easy. But that one just got by him. Takes a strike. Hank Hansen, third baseman, up to bat after the pop out. So we can still, any contact in the outfield is looking pretty solid. Just got to get bat on ball here. I think Hank can help us out as he takes one low.
If it were to be anyone, I think Hank would be the best because
That's true.
he's tied for the best batting average on the team right now with 358.
358. That's pretty monstrous.
Very nice. Yeah.
That's pretty monstrous. The 1-1 count. Hit hard, just
That's
by the
through.
shortstop. The runner comes to score. Hank gets that RBI that we were just foreshadowing. Now there's a runner on first and second. 1 out. The score is 2-1. Cuesta Cougars. So, chipping away at the damage here as Gavin Colombo steps up to the plate. Our left fielder.
Gavin Colombo's been playing amazing this season too. He was tied with Hank Hansen for that batting average.
That batting average, 358. As he makes contact and it gets by to the left fielder, we have bases loaded.
Wow.
For Jesse Saucedo, the
What a start to the
designated hitter.
game. This is an incredible start to the game
Yeah,
so far.
I'm thinking we're going to see some action coming
Oh,
up
yeah.
for the rest of the day. This is some exciting stuff. Bases loaded, you don't get that too often, but got to capitalize when we're there, especially with 1 out.
And now we've got the designated hitter up, no?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We do. Oh, foul ball near us. Oh, you might have heard that on the soundboard. I was ready for it.
Yeah.
You know, my secondary goal for the day is to snag one right
One-hand
here.
catch.
It's possible.
Yeah.
That would really make make the rest of my day.
Yeah. People do that in the majors, you know.
Yeah, right.
People
and it's
watching.
like the best thing ever.
I saw one guy drop his baby, catch the ball, and
Wow.
then re-catch his baby
Wow.
in like 1 second.
You know,
So.
that's an interesting priorities, but you know, the baby was caught,
Yeah.
so
Indeed.
can only hate a little bit. You know, I was dropped as a child, but not intentionally.
It's not about where you come from. It's about what you make of yourself. you know?
Exactly. You know, so true. So true. Weak contact. That one's going foul towards the home dugout. 0-2 count here. Not the best position to be in for a batter. You got to protect at all costs. We will see what the pitch is. I'm assuming it's going to be a breaking ball and not in zone. Just kidding.
Ooh.
Another one's coming near us. Hits the top of the thing, and that's the second one in the same batter. So that is either boding well or not well for the ball making its way towards us. But, you know, we'll see about that.
Keeps us on our toes.
Exactly. Good take. 1-2 count. I wish we did know which Cuesta Cougars bat broke, but we did, when we were setting up, we did see an aluminum bat snap in half in the batting cage. So that just, that's definitely enough to score a run. A deep pop out as third scores to tie the game. That was the leadoff batter, Makai Navarro, coming in for the run. It was A.J. Martinez, right? Of course, Makai Navarro was the first run. And the RBI pop out for Jesse Saucedo as Jack Grandel comes up to the plate with 2 outs and a runner on first and second. But a tie game now.
2 outs, but runners on second and first.
Scoring position still.
Yep.
As he takes one low and away. Does not sound like the Oxnard Connors were too happy about that call. But to each their own.
They don't have the challenge system like
No,
they do in the majors
we
here.
need that.
Yeah.
Gotta tap the head, you know? Good take. He's seen the ball in well today.
Yeah.
Holding it down for the catcher position. As you were talking about earlier, a very underrated position in terms of defensive leadership, especially the relationship with the pitcher and their influence on the pitch calls for sure is definitely not talked about enough. Hard hit ball near us again, sneaking foul.
Ooh, just foul.
Maybe a foot foul.
Yeah.
Maybe a foot. Right fielder was taking the route to it as if he was going to catch it off the bounce and gun it, because it looks like the runner on second, which I believe is Hank Hansen, and I said, I'm gonna keep going.
Yeah. I think it's interesting how a lot of the best hitters happen to be outfielders.
Yeah, right.
But when you have those important defensive players that can also hit, it's a way more important impact to your team.
It's a whole nother level.
Two-way players.
Wow, hard hit ball towards center. That looks like it's gonna get by. Fourth off the wall today. Easy double as 2 runs coming to score from second and first. Another monster hit from Jack Grandel.
That was incredibly clutch right there. 2 outs.
Yeah, right.
2 runners on
Couldn't have
base.
dropped anywhere else except for right there.
You don't want to leave them stranded on the bases right
No,
there.
you do not.
Gotta
That
bring 'em home.
was amazing as Sean Rivas comes up to hopefully try and bat in Jack to get this to 5-0 instead of the current score 4-0. But that was quite the switch of momentum from the top of the first to the bottom of the first.
Indeed.
And, 5th time's a charm, I guess, for that home run. We're still waiting for that one. It is literally hit off the top of the wall 4 separate times.
Yeah.
I think we're going to have to buy a lottery ticket at some point.
Yeah. Maybe when the winds start to change.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Later on in the game, because I don't think we're going to be seeing a mercy rule like we did in the softball game earlier.
Yeah.
Both these teams love to score, so it's going to be a battle. It is going to be a battle. I'm very interested to see when the starting pitchers will come out, though, especially for something like that.
Yeah.
It's got to do something to your motivation.
Oh,
just be getting raked off.
So it's such a terrible experience to have that happen to you.
But that's bullpen games happen, and
you're just doing your job,
Exactly, and I feel like you can feel a little bit more camaraderie with the fact that the other pitcher is also getting raked.
Very true. Yeah.
So it's just kind of like a offensive battle. Oh, swinging for the fences on that one, but it was low for the strikeouts.
Very nice.
As the bottom of the first comes to the close with the Cuesta Cougars having 4 and the Oxnard Condors having 2. That was quite the first inning. There was a lot of action, a lot of offense. What do you think the coach is talking to the pitchers right now? What's their goal for the next couple innings coming up?
when I played, the coach would come ask, "How are you feeling?" You know.
True.
And I think after that bottom of the inning, Ren Woods is feeling a lot better about himself.
Oh, 100%. He's ready to go. You see him out there already, getting
Yeah.
that arm warm, and I think you're totally right. That's where kind of the team sport is great. Is that like if you make a mistake or like you're the reason one run scores, like everyone else picks you up and like kind of takes you to the finish line. And we're gonna see that I'm sure earlier when, see that similarly with the Oxnard Condors because their pitcher Kakai Adams is probably going over what he can do to improve as well. So I think that you're absolutely right. Just having a conversation with your player, making sure he's ready to go. Because you don't want to put someone out there that doesn't feel like they're ready to go.
Agreed.
Heave some balls.
And that's the sign of a good team. If your teammates are picking you up,
That's true. Yeah,
you don't want to be in a toxic environment.
No,
'cause
absolutely not.
That's not conducive to winning.
No, not at all. Yeah, I was just about to say that. I feel like that would definitely not only make me play worse, but just like be less motivated to.
Less happy.
Yeah. Just all bad things come from that.
Yeah.
So, as the umpires are starting to come out, and the first batter of the inning, number 7, Robbie Perez, comes to the plate to start the top of the second for this beautiful Wednesday afternoon.
This is Robbie Perez.
Robbie Perez is settling in. The catcher for the Oxnard Condors. Condors. Not Condors, Condors. Hefty swing there off the top of the bat for the first strike.
I wonder if Ren Woods is going to start trying to throw more breaking balls instead of those fastballs that he's been throwing.
Yeah, that will be very interesting to see because I feel like at some point you're going to take getting higher up in the count rather than just having all that power transferred into those aluminum bats and sending it to the wall like it's been going on.
Yeah.
So this is the 1-1 count. That was a 2-1 count. Sorry about that. And it is now a 3-1 count. Notoriously a batter's count because they have a lot of power and there's a lot of pressure on Ren to throw a strike here. As he does, catches that inside zone, full count, stressful, high, one of the most high pressure situations in baseball. Oh yeah, that's low, and he takes the walk.
Is that the first walk for Ren?
I believe that is the first walk for Ren.
Yeah.
And he also doesn't have the strikeout. Adams has the strikeout.
Okay.
As Caden Polanca, the third baseman, comes up to bat for Oxnard with a runner on first. Pick off to first. Just snuck in there in time.
I do like how Ren Woods is playing this inning so far, though.
He does it. He looks confident. He looks like he is not bothered by that rougher top of the first, and he is ready to establish himself in this game.
And he's making
another bunt.
He's making those batters work to get.
He is absolutely. Second bunt attempt of the day.
Yeah.
This time a runner's on base and there's no outs, so I get it, but I don't get it as much.
Yeah.
Maybe to try and avoid the grounding into the double play.
Yeah.
Another pickoff. This is where the crowd starts booing in most professional baseball settings. But that is the last one he has for this batter, at least. Another swing, just caught the top of the bat. He's going to take this count to 0-2. Notoriously a pitcher's count.
Yeah.
And you're definitely going to see some of those off-speed pitches like you were mentioning earlier. That one, catcher Jock Randell got in front of that one. Made sure to block it with his body. so that Robbie Perez didn't think about going anywhere, because he was thinking about it.
Yeah.
1-2 count. Ooh, got him right
A
there.
little off-speed pitch there. That was
Super
nice.
off speed, mixing up that velocity. That's the stuff that gets me right there. 'Cause
Yeah.
you're so loaded and ready for that fastball, and then a 70-mile-per-hour changeup comes in, and you're swinging. You're already through your swing before the ball even crosses the
Yeah.
home plate. So
Now Ren's playing mind games with the batters.
yeah, you're right, and he gets his first strikeout of the day.
Yeah.
As the 9-hitter comes up, Luis Cervantes, the shortstop, hoping to advance his friend Robbie Perez to get some of this deficit back here in the top of the second. Showing bunt, but he pulls it back as it was a little bit high for the first ball. I just think he wants to advance the runner for the top of the order. William Dolan coming back up to hopefully get something going, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, hard hit ball. Bounces off the wall. Center fielder tried to make it there. He couldn't. 7 holds at third as Luis gets in to second standing with another monster hit. Did exactly what he needed to do and more, debatably, for the top of the order. William Dalton coming in.
Yeah. Now you got runners at second and third.
And 1 out, which is unfortunate. No double play at first.
Yeah.
So you are going to be under threat.
The pressure's on
that
Ren Woods right now.
Tag out. So I think there's probably going to be a little bit of pitching around the strike zone. I think there's also going to be, dare I say, another pickoff coming to third base. But we will see how that goes as one of the Oxnard coaches is talking to Luis at second.
Looks like he might have been a bit injured or something.
Yeah, maybe hit the base wrong. He's shaking out that ankle, but he appears to be okay, staying out there.
Looks like he'll be all right.
Absolute
nice.
athlete, as all of these guys are. Playing through rain or shine.
You know, baseball's not the most harsh contact sport, but your body still takes a beating.
Oh, for sure, 100%.
Especially since you're playing multiple times a week.
Yeah,
you know,
lots of games.
Yeah.
Popped up. Left field's got that one, and it is not even a thought for Robbie Perez to tag up on that one. That is a huge, huge play right there. 2 outs, just got to go to first. Get us out of this inning with 2 runners in scoring position.
Yep.
Hopefully left stranded, but we will see how it goes with Isaiah Justo up, the second baseman. First pitch of his second at-bat.
Is that a knuckleball?
It looked pretty nasty, but it looked like it was a little bit outside.
Yeah.
But he's definitely messing around with that velocity, which I think is definitely smart. He's seen it work out for him earlier today. Fastball comes in. He turns on it, pops it up. Center field calls it. Hat off. Ball in glove. And those 2 runners on second and third are left stranded.
That's the inning.
Stranded.
That's what a pitcher wants to hear, though.
That is what a pitcher wants to hear.
Indeed.
That is, it's going to happen inevitably in baseball, but I feel like that is going to be the story of the rest of today's game, is how many runners are left on base when you get out of those innings, because that's really what it comes down to.
Agreed.
As we're getting ready to start the bottom of the second.
Yes.
First inning with no runs. We will see how well that goes.
Could just be the pitchers getting warmed up a little bit. Maybe
That's
even
true.
the infielders,
Just gotta, see the ball, get some reps.
Yeah. Work that rest off. Do you know who's batting next?
I believe. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it is Jerome.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say I agree.
Okay, because I don't think we got through the bottom of the order. Who's that swinging over there? What? I can't see his number. And he's not on the broadcast. So we will get that to you shortly on who is coming up for the Cuesta Cougars, because we can't tell right now. He is a lefty, though, so we're going to see his number.
Yes, we will.
And
Looks
then we
to
can tell you
be
for sure.
Number 3, Jerome, yes.
Cheeky
go.
Jerome, as we get the 9-1-2 batters coming up for the Cuesta Cougars. Jerome seeing his first couple pitches of the day. Let's see what he can do.
Let's see if the trend follows from the earlier inning. Or from the top of the inning, I mean, where
the 9-hitter hit that nice one to get on base and
yeah.
scared the Cougars a little bit, scared to run, but they were able to get out of it. As the 0-1 comes in, that one's a strike.
He looks to be taking his time.
He
working
does.
up the pitch count a little
He
bit.
does. He wants to get his pitch, and you know, I can totally respect that. You don't want to be swinging at stuff you don't feel like you're going to get good contact on. That is one of the examples of great contact, and just like you said at the top of this inning, the 9-hitters getting on base for the top of their order. That is a big deal. As Makani Nabarro comes up for his second at bat. He had a nice hit earlier today, looking to add to the success story of these first couple innings.
Yeah.
And maybe driving a runner, maybe hit a home run. You know, anything can happen.
Get it that extra couple feet to get it out.
Yeah, right,
over the
exactly.
fence. Yeah.
Exactly. I feel like it's just a little it's a little nudge. That's all we need.
Yeah.
Saw the first one low. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. That one's high.
He's really stringing them out here.
These are good counts though. I like seeing that one out, and like you were saying with that pitch count,
Agreed.
every pitch your arm gets
You
a little
want
bit
that.
less control, a little bit less power.
More fatigue, and you can't. You get a soft one right down the middle.
Yeah, and it only takes one pitch, especially in scary scenarios like the Cuesta defense saw at the top of this inning.
Yeah.
Just one pitch can tie up a ball game or give you the lead.
Or leave multiple runners stranded.
That's true.
As well.
That is true. That is the tail side of that coin. As the 3-0 comes, takes one. I don't know. That might have been a little low chance. But
I like that take though. You're up 3-0.
Oh yeah, you're
Making
taking
pitch
that.
to you.
Yeah, 100%. And now I honestly like a 3-1 a little bit better than a 3-0, just because you know that he's now in the mindset where he's going to try and strike you out.
Yeah.
As he makes contact and fouls it off for the full count. This is the downside of swinging on 3-1, though.
Yeah.
Is you get yourself in the full counts.
Or not swinging on the 3-0
That's
strike
true.
that comes
Right.
in.
Exactly. Exactly. That is a probably better way to look at it. Got to play protect here. As he takes one
And
low.
he walks him.
And they sent Jerome anyway, because I think they were pretty confident that ball something was going to happen, which meant he was running no matter what.
Yeah.
Had to make sure he got over there, even though he was guaranteed that spot anyway.
Yeah.
As A.J. Martinez comes up with runners on first and second and no outs in the bottom of the second. Takes one low and inside. It's starting to slow down a little bit. That first inning was just rapid fire.
I think that's a smart strategy by the Condors here.
Yeah, for sure.
Get a little bit of control, even if it means,
giving everyone a little more rest. But that means they're playing at their pace, which is, based on the 4 runs in the first inning, it's probably something
probably better.
Change.
Yeah.
But no outs with a runner in scoring position, or another runner on first is not ideal. as A.J. Martinez takes his second ball. 2-1 count. And settles in for the fourth pitch of the at-bat. Makes nice contact. Shortstop's got it. Second, first, double play.
He's safe.
He's safe at first.
Yeah, safe at first.
Wow, okay.
Beat the throw.
Beat the throw, and they did not get the lead runner. So
Yeah.
that's just a fielder's choice. Can't be mad about that from AJ, advancing the runner to third.
Indeed.
And only one out.
You know, we don't get the speed stats of these players. You know, like in the MLB, it shows you their, or I don't know if it shows you their 40 time, but
Yeah, right.
on the MLB video games, you know, they have
You get
really fast players and really slow players.
He's got 90s. He
Yeah,
was
at
gunning.
least.
As one gets by the third baseman, runner comes in to score. Throw comes into the cutoff. Stand up double. First pitch for Yock Sinclair. Bats in Jerome. And it is now a 5-2 ball game.
That was one of the best places he could hit it because the outfield was cheating a bit towards right field. I guess he has a tendency towards hitting it right, but
He just
on that one,
caught it right up the line.
Yep.
Stayed fair.
perfect.
And now here comes Hank. Takes one inside. And 2 runners in scoring position yet again. Hard hit ball. Left fielder able to make the play, but the runner on third is going to end up tagging
And
for
that's a
another
batted in.
run,
Yeah.
making it a 6-2 ball game. And I believe that was Makani Nabarro that came in to score there.
Yeah.
And we still have Yock sitting on second. 2 outs now. And we already said, nope, that was Hank. This is Gavin.
Yep.
Taking mean cuts here, Cuesta Cougars. They want this, you know?
Yeah.
Here comes the 0-1. Hard hit, high fly ball. Center field comes under it. Easy catch. Center fielder and their hat coming off on the pot flies is seems like another one of those things. It's
Yeah.
that and hitting the ball off the top of the wall.
Mm-hmm.
But John, nope. The Oxnard Condors are able to get out of that one with just another 2 on the board and another 2 runners left stranded in scoring position.
I'll say this is a great start to the game for Cuesta. You know,
2 runs, or 4
back-to-back
runs.
multi-run innings.
Yeah.
That's rare for any level. you know.
100%, 100%.
So
And it seems like Ren Woods is starting to settle in a little bit. He had that no run, no hit top of the second.
yeah.
So he's looking to continue that as he is getting his arm warm right now. And I'm going to make a cheeky request to the graphics team to make the score 6-2 instead of 4-2. Awesome work. And who is coming up for Oxnard? I believe just Isaiah Justo was their last batter. Joss Nisher?
Josh.
Josh. You know what? It's Josh, you know? It's just Josh. Number 34, the right fielder, is the best guess that I have for who's coming up, and that is the correct guess.
34. Yep.
As
Very nice.
the
Good guess.
3, 4, and 5 batters coming up right after this, and by after this, there's no commercial. we're just about to cut to the other camera. That
Indeed.
guys got our boy Josh. Oh yeah, we got 2 baseballs in here. These are both the foul balls. We're collecting them, making sure they're safe.
Yes.
Oh, nope. Sorry. Well,
Ooh, just foul.
that was a little close for my liking.
Yeah. Especially since it made it through.
Yeah,
you know?
right. Exactly.
It's hard to tell sometimes.
It is, especially from the angle that we have over here on the first base line. It
Yeah.
is not easy. But that's why we have umpires. Chopped up to
knuckleball
third
got him
base.
again.
Yeah, that's
The
a mean
off-speed
pitch.
man.
That might be
Catches
that
you.
might be in the 60-mile-per-hour range, to be honest.
Yeah.
They are struggling to find that one especially after coming off those heaters,
Yeah.
which are taking them by storm. But you're definitely right that they're seeing the fastball much better than they're seeing these off-speed pitches.
And I feel like Ren's just pitching much more confident.
Yeah, 100%. You can
Yeah.
tell he's starting to settle in. You know,
First
this is,
career start.
I was just about to say
Yeah.
that. You know, he's used to coming in to relieve, and he's just feeling it out, seeing what his pitches do on a more extended basis, as he faces Jacob Stringer, the first baseman, already given him a strike, and the 0-1 is coming soon. That one a little bit low. The first ball, as the wind is starting to pick up.
Yeah.
That does bode well for a possible home run, but you got to make contact first. Contact is made, blocked
Good stop.
by AJ Martinez to hold Jacob Stringer to just first base. That is one of the tougher plays that you're going to see. And just got his body in front of it, minimizing the damage. That's all you can ask for, to be honest.
Stay on that pitcher too, unless there's going to be a lull. That's kind of your home base. Stay with that guy. Don't reset something.
Low swing for number 11, Braden Ferguson. He had a nice hit. His first at-bat, that hit off the wall. And he is looking for a similar deal this at-bat. Inside for ball 1.
You know, it's interesting how the batting average works, because you'd think if they're batting 330 or something, 1 in 3 hits, they're likely to get it or 1 in 3 at bats, they're likely to get a hit. But it's more so they'll get 3 hits and then
absolutely
8
streaky.
non-hits.
Very streaky. 100%. That is a very good point. That is a lot of baseball feels like it's rhythm for sure.
Yeah.
And like you were saying with the pitcher earlier, just starting to settle in, and I think you're absolutely right that the guys that are hitting are going to keep hitting. This one's popped up to left, but the left fielder gets there.
And he got it.
Nice. Hat's coming off again. These guys are putting it all out there, sprinting, and they're getting there.
Yeah.
Looking for another 1-2-3 inning from Ren Woods. We have Bryce Weege, the center fielder, coming up with 2 outs. And the first pitch hit.
Ooh. Did he catch it?
The pitcher caught it. Ren Woods makes the easy scoop over to first. And we are out of the top of the third. So the pitching has really started to settle in for Cuesta. Ren Woods is feeling good. Had that single, but error, not error, it's all relative.
Yeah.
And we're playing much better than that first inning where we gave up a little too many hits.
I think being able to play through that error speaks a lot towards this team.
For sure.
The camaraderie, the way they're able to bounce back. That's
I
really
definitely
important.
see the body language after that one. Everyone's telling their guy, like, you got it, next play.
Yeah.
And they were ready for it. And the other players come and help you out. Left fielders running even though he's in a shift to get that fly ball. And pitcher makes a nice fielding play.
Indeed.
Scoops it up over to the first baseman. and ends the inning.
So that's 3 innings pitched now for Ren Woods.
And he has 2 earned
Runs
in
yep.
3 innings. So that's going to make his 6 ERA for today, but that's going to change because he's going to pitch more innings.
Yeah.
And then we'll see where that goes. As gonna need to see that number up close. I do not have good eyesight.
Maybe.
I think it was after Gavin Colombo. It's Jesse. Nope, it's not. I don't think that's 51. It might be Yock.
It looks
Nope,
like
nope,
31
that is-
almost.
That's 51. I think
Oh,
that's
51.
Jesse Cecido. Yes, it
Yep.
is. As he hits one deep. The winds.
Ooh.
Oh, center fielder jumps
a little too
just
early.
a little too early. As
Yeah.
that one comes in at the warning tracks. We've had 4 off the wall and 2 warning track hits.
Wow.
As they stand up, first pitch double for Jesse.
I wonder if because I've heard a lot about the Rockies Stadium up in Colorado,
yes,
you know.
Yes,
Up
and
there
that
at
ball
the
just
high altitude,
yeah,
less wind resistance.
yeah. That is always a very interesting one, and it's also very funny that they cannot sign a pitcher to save their life because no one wants to pitch for them. And
Yeah.
when so much money is relying on your stats, I don't think I would make that choice either.
True.
Another first pitch hit for Jesse Cecido. Nope, that was Yock Randell that advanced Jesse Cecido to third with the outfield single. As Sean Rivas comes up with a runner on first and third, no outs. See if he can get the third first pitch hit in a row.
Sean Rivas, the first baseman, is batting 286 so far this season.
286,
So
not too shabby.
there's a lot of people who aren't batting 286. You know.
No.
So
I would not be batting 286. I'll tell you that much.
I think I could bat 150, maybe.
I feel like that's a solid number. You know,
maybe
like
100. I don't know.
I feel like that's.
If I got into it, you know,
Yeah.
trained.
Yeah, I feel like if you had a year, you could bat 200, maybe.
Maybe. Yeah.
You never know. I feel like we're just talking out of our asses right now, 100%. I haven't played baseball in like 8 years.
Yeah.
That one's low.
I haven't played baseball since about 7th grade.
Yeah. I think I was in 6th grade.
I remember that season's the first time I saw a curveball. I'm like, oh my
yeah, no,
god,
get me out of here.
What is this?
Get me out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that I remember I played 2 years where like they actually had kids pitching to you instead of pitching machines.
Yeah.
And then I was like, nah, I'm done. That's it for me.
When it's a real person, I can't do it.
Yeah, you're right. And there was just some specimens. Like there was this one dude. I'm gonna name drop his first name. His name's Taru, and he was just tall and lanky, and he threw like 70 miles per hour in like 5th grade.
Wow.
And I was absolutely terrified of this dude. But he was on my team the first year that kids were pitching, so I
That's
saw him
nice.
hit a bunch of kids
Yeah.
in the head instead of me.
Don't have to worry about it.
So
Yeah.
that was awesome. 1-2 count coming for the first baseman, Sean Rivera. Pick off.
Trying to pick him off here.
And that one was a little interesting.
I like the aggressive base running, though, you know?
That's true, that's true.
Because that's in the back of his mind weighing on him while he's trying to pitch.
Yeah, especially if you're on that back side of the pitcher, you can play those mind games. 1-2 comes in low.
They called that a strike? Or no, it was
No,
ball,
they called
sorry.
that a ball. No, thank God.
Yeah.
I was about to say.
No.
Hard hit through second base. Throw comes in to second as number 51, Jesse Saucedo, comes in to score on the RBI from Sean, making it 7-2 with Jerome Damry coming up.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting there. It looked like the base runner wanted to go for third, but the base coach was like, stop. And that's the importance, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get greedy wanting to go for an extra base. But
Oh, yeah. Bunt laid down. Throw was made at first for the first out of the day, but advances the runners to second and third to get them out of the way. Very respectable sacrifice bunt
Yeah.
from Jerome there.
It's a team game, you know.
As we're seeing a pitcher for the Oxnard Condors coming into the bullpen to warm up. So it looks like Adams is on his last couple pitches of the day. Facing the top of the order, Makai Nabarro for the third time here in the bottom of the third. Wow, the wind is going right now. Nabarro's already seen a ball in this at-bat. And he sees another one that gets a little
That's a dangerous one. You know, it gets by the catcher and that base runner. Was
They are sending
thinking about it.
him home.
Yeah.
I believe Jack Sinclair. Jack Gradle. I was calling him Grandel.
Yeah.
Whoops. Gradle. Jack Gradle is on third there, our catcher, as he meaning Nabarro sees his first strike of the at-bat.
Yeah, Nabarro up for the third time today.
In the third inning.
Yeah. And he's gotten 2 hits so far.
Yeah,
today.
he has. And
And
that's
there's-
his third as another run comes in to score. How hot can one man be?
Nabarro's having a great game so far today. He's really seeing those pitches come out.
I guess that is why you put him at the top of the order, because he
3
just
hits and 1.
gets on base. Outstanding catch from Jackson there on the roster. Otherwise, we would have been a little more silent than we were. As A.J. Martinez comes up, Jesus,
The
we
wind
are
is blowing away
in
all
a
our
tornado
papers
right
here.
now.
Yeah. This is pretty crazy.
And it's honestly a little bit cold, you know. It's a
Yeah.
sunny day, and I didn't bring a jacket.
You know, if a lot of times when the wind is coming at the pitcher, when they put that spin on the ball, it makes a curve even harder because there's more resistance to it.
Interesting, yeah, that totally makes sense.
So you'd think that he's getting so much more action
Movement,
on it,
yeah.
then it'd be harder to hit, but it doesn't really matter for these Cuesta Cougars right now.
I think that'll be interesting to see Ren Woods out. Another foul ball coming our way. How Ren Woods' knuckle slurve type of pitch goes with this wind that's picking up, because I think that could make it even more nasty than it already is.
Oh yeah.
Which is a little terrifying.
Especially with how well it's been working for him.
Yeah, right,
too.
exactly. He's gotten many a men swinging for the fences on that one.
Yeah.
For no luck. As
Now we'll see if we got a
A.J. Martinez takes his second ball of the at-bat. Third pitch. Fourth one coming. 2-1 count with 1 out. Runner on first and third. That one's low. For the third ball of the at-bat, AJ is hoping to get, who is that on third? I believe I just said that. That was Yak Gradle.
Yes. Number 31, yeah.
He is inching over there.
He
Nice
wants it.
cut. Goes to third. Gets the man at second. Double play.
Dang.
Gets him out of the inning. That is unfortunate.
Runner stranded at third.
But, you know, we got another 2 runs.
That's a solid inning. It's a very solid inning.
Another multi-run inning
Yeah.
for Cuesta. 11 hits on the day.
Incredible.
And Ren is still throwing pretty nice right now.
When he's throwing that knuckleball, it's you throw it, you want to put your fingers up on the seam right there, and then you want it to just basically let it go as you throw it, and then it flies through the air straight. And since there's no spin, a lot of times it'll move very unpredictably. So I really like how he's using that. I think that's a great addition to his repertoire.
Yeah, and you know, you don't see that from many pitchers.
Yeah.
You would think that it would be a more used tool, but it's just, if you don't have like the right grip, the right throwing motion, it's just not very valuable to use. So it's very interesting to see not only a pitcher that has a knuckleball in his repertoire, but one that's actually very effective, and he uses relatively often in his pitching rotation.
It is interesting because I think that, we've been able to see it maybe just from this angle, but I think if these batters start to, see it when it's coming out of his hand,
That's true.
you might be able to get ready a little bit,
That's true.
So I don't know if that'll continue to work as well as it has, because a lot of times these players, they watch film.
Yeah, right. They'll start to figure it out, and I think that also is going to come in tandem with just more pitches, more fatigue, because the velocity switch between that fastball and the knuckleball is going to get thinner and thinner.
Yeah.
And it's going to get a little bit easier to see. So that is something that the pitching coach for the Cuesta Cougars has to keep in mind. Coming in to the top of the fourth here.
Especially since this is still Ren Woods' first career start.
It
You
is
gotta
still
remember that.
first 10 innings before today.
Yeah.
And he's facing number 7, Robbie Perez, still on the second go-around of the order. Here comes the 0-1 count. Inside says umpire, which I don't know. I don't know.
On the TV angle, it looked pretty good. I think it was a good call.
Okay, you know what? I will stop hating a little bit.
You gotta be indifferent towards
yeah,
these
right,
pitchers,
exactly.
exactly. Yeah.
Gotta be indifferent, I'm not rooting for anyone. I'm truly just here to watch great baseball.
Yeah.
And we have succeeded so far.
I want to watch great baseball where Cuesta wins by a lot.
Yes, exactly.
If I'm being honest.
Two things can be true.
Yeah.
God gave us 2 hands.
It's true.
Takes a third ball, bringing the count from 0-1 to 3-1.
I wonder if pitchers would rather give up a hit or a walk.
That's a good question. That is a good question. I feel like I would rather give up a walk, as the third baseman makes a great play, tough throw, and a little bit of contact there between Robbie Perez and Sean Rivas. So he stays at first after the errant throw.
Yeah.
But
just a little bit low on that throw. Could be affected by the wind, too.
Yeah, Hank Hansen unable to make that throw after a good defensive stop there. He trapped the ball and was able to pick it up and make the throw, but throwing from third's a hard task in and of itself.
Indeed.
And the runner manages to get on base as Caden Polanca comes up for Oxnard. Seems like the Oxnard coach is talking to the umpire. Seems like he wants an interference call on Sean Riveras. But I don't know about that one, considering he's trying to make the tag on the throw.
If it's an accident, do you call that, or is it only if you're actively trying to do it?
I think it's actively trying to do it, if I'm not mistaken. But also, I think there's a position that you can be in where, like, it's regardless of if you intended it, like, you're just so in
like
the way.
blocking the plate or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh.
That one looked a little outside.
He's getting real aggressive with his base running here.
He is. He is antsy. I think he might be a little upset with the contact there between him and the first baseman.
Yeah.
And he's wanting to get it out on the baseball field. There's that knuckleball. Old reliable. Need to get a strike on the board.
Yeah.
Gets one. Brings it to a 2-1 count. For Caden Polanca. That one's low. Seeing the second 3-1 count of the inning.
Pitcher's got to be the most mentally taxing position out on the field here.
Yeah.
You're constantly
thinking,
stressing about, what's going to happen if I throw this or make a
that
tiny mistake.
That one is high, but looks manageable. Left fielder gets a great route on it and holds Robbie Perez at first. That was Gavin Colombo making that catch. Bringing up Luis Cervantes, who had another one of those monster hits. I believe that was a warning track one that bounced, not one that hit off the wall. But anyways, he he still is raking at the bottom of the order on his second at-bat, hoping to bring William Dalton up. Pick
Trying to
off
pick
to
him off
first,
there.
and that was a little close.
Yeah.
That was a little close. But those ones where the runner's behind you, they're always hard to catch them by surprise.
That's the kind of thing where, they get a little more aggressive, and on a hit, they might get to third instead of being stopped at second.
No,
so
for sure.
that's an important thing, important job for the pitchers to manage those base runners.
Absolutely. 100%. Wow, and the catcher's throwing at him. He's that aggressive.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's getting a little spicy.
Testing him here.
One out here, so you don't want to be too aggressive.
Yeah.
But he is trying to get in Cuesta's heads.
They've also had nothing going for about 3 innings here.
Oh my God, what a catch.
That was an incredible
A.J.
diving
Martinez
catch.
getting the jersey dirty. That was an athletic and agile play.
He was about 3 feet horizontal in the air right there.
Right, and that was not a slow ball coming at him. That was probably the best defensive play of the day.
Yeah.
From number 24, the shortstop. AJ is having a great day on both sides of the ball.
Oh, yeah.
As William Dalton comes up with 2 outs and a runner on first. Wow. That was crazy. I don't even know what to say about that.
Speechless after that one.
That one's low. And Ren Woods still is sitting pretty scoreless since the first inning, hoping to wrap up the fourth, as the third and the second have also been wrapped.
Oh.
And another great defensive play, Jack Gradle keeping his eyes up for Robbie Perez at first.
That is a tough break for Oxnard. That aggressive base running, trying to get some momentum going, and it's just erased.
Yeah.
By incredible defense by the Cougars.
Great play from A.J. Martinez to get that second out, diving play at short, and then Jack Grandel and Sean Rivera's little dynamic duo right there at catcher and second to pick off Robbie Perez. That was quite the defensive inning. They definitely got tested much more than they have in the second and the third, and there is still a 0 on the scorecard for the fourth inning, so they got to be feeling good about that.
Yeah, they were making just about as much contact as the first inning, except their defenders were making incredible plays like that. That diving catch from shortstop A.J. Martinez, that's who. And then the catcher.
Yeah.
Picking him off.
Looks like Kakai Adams is still in the game for now.
Interesting.
As
8 earned runs so far today in there.
Yeah.
I wonder how many relieving pitchers they have.
Hi. I got no message that we were, you know what? My bad. If you guys don't know, I'm Thomas.
And I'm Jackson.
And we are the ones that are giving you this amazing play-by-play for this amazing baseball game in this amazing score of this baseball game.
In this amazing land
In
of
this amazing
California.
land of San Luis Obispo, as the first pitch comes for somebody that is batting that I cannot see his number. It looks like a single-digit number. So I believe that would be Yock Sinclair, number 6, the right fielder. Taking the first ball.
Yup. Yock Sinclair.
From
Batting 341.
Draper, Utah.
Wow. I didn't know people came to the school from
I did not
far
know that
away.
either, but I mean, if you're batting 341,
They'll
they'll
take
take
you.
you. 100%. Come anywhere you want. Okay, pause. Sorry. Hard swing gets by the shortstop into the outfield as Yock rounds first and stays. Nice contact there for Yock. getting on base for Hank Hansen to come and make his presence known 4th time around the order.
Last time he had a sacrifice out just to score the RBI.
Yes, he
but,
did. He did.
You know, that's an important part of the game.
It is a very important part of the game. We were talking about that earlier with the stranded runners.
Yeah.
Got to take advantage of the positions when you have the outs to make those sacrifice plays.
I'd rather get out to get an RBI than get a triple
yeah,
just to be left on base, you know?
100%. And I think that many of the Cuesta Cougars would agree with you on that one. Another pop-up. This one is shallow. First base. Oh, the catcher got to. Wow.
It's
a tough play
gusty
from the
out
catcher
here.
there.
Yeah. That ball was moving up there.
That was a high pop-up. Kind of in an interesting position for the first baseman and catcher to figure out, but Robbie Perez getting under it, getting the catch as Gavin Colombo comes up.
Interesting we haven't seen any stolen bases here so far this game, you know?
That is a good point.
Although the pitcher has been very aggressive in keeping that base runner close.
That's true. Even with a couple pass balls, though, that's
Yeah.
the interesting thing. So I think there's probably, like you were saying earlier when they're watching film, they see that Jack Gradle and Robbie Perez have a nice arm on them, and they don't necessarily want to test it unless it's absolutely certain. As Gavin Colombo takes one to the lower back there and takes his base. And Jesse Cecedo, number 51, the DH, is going to come up with one out. A runner on first and second, one out. I don't know if you heard that because I couldn't hear myself, but now we're back.
Might have cut out, but we're back, yeah.
We're back. Taking one low and away in the dirt.
Yeah, that was nice that ball just grazed him, though, because I remember playing just go straight into you. You know?
And we were playing like little kids. These are like full-grown adults that are throwing
Heavy
the ball
balls,
80 miles
you know?
per hour.
Yeah.
So that is awesome. One hit to the third baseman, gets the runner at second and first. Those double plays are keeping this ball game alive for the Oxnard Condors.
First scoreless inning for the Cougars there. So
yeah, that is something to look out for as we get into the meat and bones of this game, reaching about the halfway point.
Yeah.
Mathematically, there is no halfway point, but this is as close as it gets as we wrapped up the fourth.
And it looks like they're going to be keeping in Ren Woods for another inning here.
At the very least, and I do not disagree with that choice from Coach.
3 scoreless innings in a row for him.
He's been dealing, and especially because Cuesta has that 6-point buffer, you can afford to let him cook a little more, as they say.
Agreed.
Umps are having a cordial conversation over there. It could be social chatter. It could be strategy on how to officiate this game better. They're covering their mouths. They want to make sure that no one can read their lips.
Yeah.
So that tells me that something very important is going on.
Something very secretive. They're thinking, how can we rig this game?
Right, exactly. Who paid us more money?
Yes.
As number 24, William Dalton, is stepping up, top of the order, third time around in the order for the Condors. Yes, sir. We are getting the first pitch of the top of the 5th from Ren Woods. Takes it for a strike. Yes. That one found the zone.
An important aspect of the game I think that the ABS challenge got rid of is the catcher's job of framing.
100%.
Yes. You
Yeah.
know, a lot of the calls, you you turn them the other way because how good the catcher is at making the umpire think it's a strike.
That's very
you know?
interesting. But I think so. Obviously, there's because you only have 2 challenges unless you get them right.
Yeah.
But there's something too that the catchers now are framing for the batters rather than the umpire.
Interesting.
Which, and then they're also like, if you run out of challenge, then you're framing it. It adds another mental hurdle
Yeah.
to the catching position that is already a very mental position as William lines one out to left field. Easy catch for Gavin Colombo.
That's such a tough break, you know, when you make such great contact with the ball just to go right to an outfielder there.
Yeah, usually anything with that contact going in the outfield, you feel pretty good that one's going to drop, but
Yeah.
just goes right to Gavin.
Unfortunate.
Nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
Here's Isaiah Justo taking a strike in there. And we are starting to see the effect of this wind in this game, particularly in the pop-outs and defensive plays. Here's the 1-1. That one is low for the second ball. And Ren Woods is going to try to get the second batter of the inning out. And he pitches another good strike for the 2-2 count. This inning will have been the 1, 2, 3 batters of the order. So getting through that with no hits would be a great confidence boost to the rest of the game as the third ball comes in.
He's really relying on that breaking ball so far this game, this inning at least. I've seen like 3 or 4 in a row so far. So
You're definitely right.
I wonder how long he'll keep up with that because, you know, these batters are eventually going to realize that's what he's throwing.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't know.
That is the downside of having a pitch that you resort to is that they nice scoop from first base there, Sean Rivas.
It's a flexible first baseman.
That's a flexible first baseman,
Yeah.
and a nice route from AJ,
Yeah.
continuing his great defensive day, retiring the second batter of the inning, which is conveniently the second batter in the order
With
for the Oxnard
no
Condors.
base runners on either,
No
which
base
is a big
runners
one.
on either. 2 outs, and Josh is coming up.
Josh, let's go.
Classic Josh, the right fielder for the Oxnard Condors, as he takes strike 1.
Ooh,
Swinging out of his
caught him
britches
there.
For the second strike of the at-bat.
I bet it's so satisfying for
Oh, yeah.
Bren to have that work on these batters.
Yeah, those big whiffs got to feel
Yeah.
great. That one
Again.
is low.
He's doing it a lot though.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm getting kind of concerned.
yeah.
Although,
He might have been let know that the relievers are going to come in for him after this great stint soon. So
Yeah.
he's just letting it all out there.
they do have a
Wow. But he is dealing right now
yeah.
with his 3rd or 4th strikeout of the day. I would guess that all of those were on those knuckleballs.
Yeah. The Cougars did have a pitcher warming up in the bullpen, but do you bring him in? Do you let Ren go
I don't know.
until he starts to show some cracks?
I would honestly leave Ren in for at least another inning.
Yeah. That's a tough coaching decision.
That is, or even 2 innings, to be honest. Because
Yeah.
if you could get away with 2 pitchers in the game getting 7 innings, 2-run ball, I'm not upset about that whatsoever.
Yeah.
Especially with how Cuesta is playing offensively.
Yeah, I like keeping him in for another one.
But it looks like Oxnard has decided to bring in a reliever. We're going to get you some information on him.
That last pitcher,
Right this instant.
number 21, he He had given up eight earned runs.
Not a great outing.
That's not what you want your stat line to be when you're going out to pitch. That's
All right. Looks like the reliever coming in is Chris Margella. He is number 14. And he is also a right-handed pitcher from the great state of Arizona.
This will be interesting to see how the Cougars adapt to this new pitcher because, you know, each pitcher has their own style, their own tendencies.
Exactly, yeah.
Some work better for different lineups, some work worse. So it'll be very
New sets
interesting
of
to see.
pitches, new velocity,
Yeah.
new business.
Oh yeah.
And we got, I believe that's number 31. Yeah, nope.
Looks like
31, yes. 31. Of course, Jack Gradle coming up
Oh, yeah.
for his 4th at-bat. This guy has some nice fastball. That stuff's moving.
Yeah. Jack Gradle likes his sleeves short. Wants his shoulders exposed.
I like that, you know. Gun show.
Yeah.
Takes one for the 2nd strike of the at-bat. 2-2. Hard hit ball drops right in front of the center fielder.
That
Going
was
to
really
be
good contact.
an easy single for Jack. Yeah,
Probably 90 miles an hour off the bat right there.
definitely. That was
It's a fast one.
I heard the crack of the bat through the headphones
Yeah.
and the wind, so that generally tells you that ball was barreled as Sean Rivas is coming up to bat.
From Paso Robles, he's local. Very
Born
nice.
and raised. I actually don't know that to be true, but I would assume.
I don't know how long he's been there.
But he's there. He
Yeah.
was there before he was here.
Yeah. He might still be there. Who knows?
That's true. And now he rips one to the outfield, drops between the center and left fielder as
Going for
Jack
two.
Gradle goes to third. And Sean Rivas slides headfirst into second.
That was a close one.
That was a close one, but he knew that he was going to the whole time.
Yeah.
He was not going to let that one get away from him. As Jerome Damry comes in with 2 runners in scoring position for probably the 5th time today, hoping to get back on the track of a multi-run inning.
Yeah. And it always feels good to get your jersey a little dirty, you know?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Feeling like you're, well, obviously he's contributing to the team.
Yeah.
You got something to show for it
Oh,
nowadays.
yeah.
As one gets through short. Oh, he
Wow.
was gunning. He was trying his very best to get through that. That was like a half swing that dribbled up,
Yeah.
got through the pitcher, but the throw was able to beat him. So Makani Nabarro comes up with 1 out and 2 runners in scoring position. Would you believe that he's 4 for 4? 3 for
4 for 4 now, I think,
yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Can he make it 5 for 5 with this
At
new
this
pitcher?
rate, yes.
You know, maybe
Chris
if they left in the old one.
Margella. Seeing a new pitcher. 4 hits off the first one. Oh, we got a little Addie Finnegan softball graphic there. That's awesome. As Mackay takes ball number 2. He has been on fire with runners in scoring position.
Yeah.
His whip. I don't know what it is, but I bet it's high.
I bet as well. Yeah.
Sees one outside, 3-0 count.
Addie Finnegan's at 528 average. That's insane.
Yeah, dude, she's a dog.
Wow.
She's the one that hit the homer in the softball game.
Okay. Dang. Star player.
Bro, 1 in every 2 times hitting though
Yeah.
it's beyond devious.
Yeah.
As Makani Nabarro takes the first strike of the at-bat that he didn't necessarily agree with.
Now he's up in the count, 3-1.
That one's low, takes that walk. Still 4 for 4. What a man.
You know, a lot of people want hits, but walks are just as good.
They are
you know?
just as good. If you've ever seen the movie Moneyball,
Yeah,
you know that.
indeed.
Why do I want him? He gets on base.
Makani Nabarro's on base percentage is 451.
Yeah.
So almost half the time he gets on base.
And that's going to have a nice buffer to it after today's
Oh,
game,
yeah.
100%. As AJ
100%.
Martinez from Livermore, shout out the Bay Area-ish. Livermore is kind of not the Bay Area, not to be that guy, but it's close enough.
They want to be part of the Bay Area.
They do. They do.
Yeah.
And you know what? Depending on the day, I'll be nice enough to get some.
Yeah.
But he has had the best game defensively today by far, making his presence known, and a good offensive game as well. That's not to overshadow his offensive game. He has put bat on ball and gotten a deep hit.
This is the pitcher.
Yes.
Chris Margella.
Chris Margella is out there right now, hoping to hold the runners in scoring position on base. With one out here in the bottom of the 5th.
Margella's been getting, down early in the count.
Yes, he
3-0,
is.
3-1.
Yeah. Not ideal.
Not what you want there.
This umpire's strike zone is a bit low.
Yeah.
A little low.
Maybe he's giving him some leeway because of the
right.
score.
Yeah, But
I don't know.
that looked below the knees in my opinion.
Ooh, there we go.
It's definitely going to be a bullpen day.
Yeah.
As AJ Martinez takes his base, and Yock Sinclair comes up with bases loaded. This
Yock Sinclair.
is a big opportunity. You know, if you say half his last name with his first name, it sounds like Jackson.
Jackson.
Yockson.
Isn't there? You watch Invincible?
I have not watched Invincible, but I have seen. Sorry, we gotta stay focused as Yock Sinclair hits one into the outfield and scores a runner. Runner's base is still loaded. Out still one. I've seen one episode of Invincible, and it's the one in season 3 where Invincible's girl almost dies. And
With
then,
Conquest?
Yes, with Conquest.
That was really good.
Is sick.
I was just thinking because there's a character named Sinclair.
Sinclair? Oh.
Yeah. He's like a villain now.
That is a very villainous name. I can't lie. No offense to Yock.
Yock Sinclair is probably a really cool guy.
Great guy. Very cool name.
Yeah. I wonder where he's from. Yock.
Yeah, right.
I wonder if we're just assuming that.
Yeah, right. Imagine he's just
it's just Jack.
dude, I'm from Detroit.
Yeah.
Here's Hank Hansen with bases loaded from the great city of San Diego.
Bases loaded, 1 out. A lot of pressure here.
A lot of pressure. And, as these pitches keep going, the pressure is going to keep mounting more and more on Chris.
Oh, yeah.
And less on Cuesta.
Mm-hmm.
They are definitely of the take first mentality. Here's a ball popped up deep. Definitely going to score 1. Left fielder grabs it. Here comes the runner from third. Standing up.
RBI.
Not
Nice.
even close. Hank gets another. Did he have
Another RBI?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Another
I think that's
RBI.
his third of the game.
Yeah,
Or
honestly.
maybe even 4th, honestly.
He is right in the meat of that order.
Oh, yeah.
That would be Gavin Colombo stepping up
Colombo.
to the plate.
Another
His
great
fifth
hitter
at bat. He is also on fire, contributing greatly to the squad today as he takes strike 1 here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 3rd, bottom of the 5th.
Pleasanton,
Also, not really the Bay Area, but kind of the Bay Area, I'm just going to be an asshole the whole day.
Yeah.
As Colombo hits one deep, center fielder getting under it. That one was to the warning track, but he was able to get under it and shield the sun, retiring the side for Oxnard, getting out of that one as the score is now 11-2. Cuesta Cougars are on top.
That was another good inning by the Cougars,
Great inning.
a bounce back from that scoreless inning The one before, back to 3.
And if we see over here, the Oxnard Condors have another pitcher in the bullpen.
Yep.
So I'll be interested to see if they're going to try and run the rest of this one out with a new pitcher every inning, or they're going to leave guys in there until it's time to take them out, or something else that we don't know has been planned.
Yeah.
But looks like Cuesta has also put in a new pitcher. We got a lefty now, number 17. Let's see what his story is.
I wonder if the Condors are going to put something together here, you know.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times you just can't get past that pitcher. It's a mental block.
It is.
You need him to switch it out.
I think they are very excited about that pitching change.
Yeah.
Just to get some sort of something going.
Yeah.
Ren had a very solid 5-inning stint as Chase Vial, the 6'1" left-handed pitcher, comes in.
You also got to worry about, the pitch count.
Yeah.
Can he start again in a week,
Right, exactly.
You can't work him too much.
Especially as we get later into the season, that's going to become more and more important.
Heading into the playoffs soon, too.
Exactly.
The pitcher's one of the most physically demanding positions out there, arm repetition hundreds of times a day.
Yeah.
Almost full power.
Absolutely.
It takes a toll on your tendons.
It absolutely does. Chase is a unit, 205 pounds,
Wow.
6'1", from Tuscadero, also a local chap.
Nice.
With his first pitch coming in a little bit low for the first ball of the first pitch of the 6th inning, 5th inning, 6th inning, top of the 6th.
Top of the 6th, yes.
Amazing stuff.
Nice.
And for Oxnard, we have number 31. I believe that's Jacob Stringer. But that could also not be 31. I believe it is, though.
It looks like 31.
It does. I'm going to go out on a limb and say it is Jacob Stringer.
Yep.
Because,
there it is.
And actually, I would have known that if I had gone over the fact that
because he's got such a nice swing.
He does. He does have a very nice swing. Seeing batters 4, 5, and 6 for his stints today.
That's the meat and potatoes of the lineup.
That
right
is
there.
the meat and potatoes. Jacob playing at first base, taking hefty swings, but that one is not enough.
I think that was a strike. I think that counts as a strikeout.
I believe that was a strikeout.
Yeah.
So, outstanding work with the first batter from Chase Vial. And it looks like he is starting to settle in.
Yeah.
As Braden Ferguson steps up the DH. Another big swing and another strike.
These pitches are nasty. He's getting them swinging so much.
So not much improvement in terms of seeing the pitcher for Oxnard. We'll see how that develops as this goes further. Also, I will be curious to keep an eye on the mercy rule, and I don't know how that works. We might be over past it because, like, the 6th inning. We'll see how that goes.
We're adults here. There's, you got to finish the game.
Yeah, right. Hefty swing again, and another miss for Braden Ferguson. He's got 2 strikes with just 1 ball. Chase Vial sets up for the 3rd pitch of the at-bat. That one is low, but Jack Grandel, again, great defensive catcher.
Yeah,
trapping that
keeping
ball.
that ball in front of you, it's big. Although,
no one on
given
base.
there's no one on base.
I forgot about that. That would be an important thing to matter. But it's good practice.
Indeed.
For another strikeout. Wow.
He's getting them with those high fastballs.
Chase Vial is feeling good.
Great variety in his pitches so far this inning.
I think he only has 7 pitches, and so far he has 2 strikeouts.
Yeah.
So that's got to feel good.
Getting up early in the count and then finishing it when he's there. You know.
Here comes Bryce Weege looking to make the story different than it currently is. But
Not a good start there.
They are having a tough time seeing this ball. Here comes the 0-1. That one's low. Starting to play with his food a little bit as he gets a little more warm. Just look at that specimen, bro. He's a unit. He's a unit.
What are his measurements?
He's 6'1", 205.
Wow.
That's a big boy.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what that. I think that was a strike, but it's okay. A little inside. 2-1 count, 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. There we go. That's strike 2.
There.
I want like a sword celly or like something after this third batter, this strikeout. Put the seatbelt on.
Yeah.
Just assert your dominance after this great inning.
Oh yeah.
That is assuming that he's going to get this last strike, but I feel pretty good about Chase. No chase from Bryce Weege there to make the full count.
I like a good full count, though.
And now Chase Vidal is put in a tough spot, hoping to not see another batter. Oh, yes, he did. Oh, first base ump says no.
Dang.
If we had a replay, I think we could we could pull that one up and see where the bat is. It was a little close to home plate, but you know,
it was like right on it.
That is all okay.
That's good officiating, you know, going to the first baseman instead of calling that yourself. You know?
Yeah. Great delegation.
Yeah. That's what the first base ump is there for.
He is. Here's Robbie Perez taking strike 1. Wow, Chase has velocity. These are coming in fast. Big lead for Bryce Weege over there. I don't even think Chase Vial is worried about him. The wind is starting to settle down a little bit, I hope.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, I think I'm jinxing it. That one's high. Bring the count to 2-1.
Yeah.
On the top of the 6th. 11-2 still here for the Cuesta Cougars. That's another strike right there. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
We've definitely seen a difference even from the beginning of this inning with these pitches here, you know.
Yeah, he's starting to
losing a little control, a little bit of command over these at-bats, but hopefully he can turn it around here.
You know, that's the interesting thing with the nice pitch. Got it in the bottom of the zone. Got that walk, but you know, no hits.
Yeah.
And that was still a very dominant inning. Heading into the bottom of the 6th with a 9-point lead. I would assume they are feeling pretty good about themselves here.
You know, as a pitcher, I think I'd rather have a hit because, you know, with a hit you're trying, but the walk, it shows like, oh, you don't have command over your pitches, you know.
You know, that's honestly a very good point.
Either one doesn't really matter.
At the end of the day, as long as the runner doesn't score, the runner doesn't score. Yeah. And that is what's been happening for the past 5 innings.
Consecutive innings, yeah.
Cuesta has been dialed in. They gave up 4 hits in the first, I believe, 2 runs, and then since then they've only given up 1 more hit.
At the beginning of this game, I really thought it was going to be a high-scoring game the way the first inning went. But
and it has slowed down, particularly for the Oxnard Condors. Yeah. As we see who is going to step up for Cuesta, we still have Chris Margella on the mound, seeing his 2nd inning. his second stint of batters after the tough bottom side of the 5th. I believe I can't see, and I'm supposed to be looking at the camera, so I'm going to find out who's batting when we cut. But as of right now, things are still moving in the right direction for the Cuesta Cougars.
And considering how the last inning went with this pitcher, I think it'll be interesting to see if we can keep up that momentum.
Yeah, absolutely.
'Cause that'll be important.
We're starting to get Cuesta players stretching out their backs on the top of the dugout. Oh, and we missed a warning track shot from Jesse Cicito on the first pitch, but it cannot get far enough for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, we just fully missed that one.
I didn't
that was
even
an
know
oversight on our part.
Jesse came up to at bat. But now we got Jack Gradell coming in from Huntington Beach with a nice swing there, but a nicer pitch.
Huntington Beach. I'm surprised there's so many people from a long way away.
Yeah,
go here.
for sure. No, it definitely feels like one of those places that like a lot of kids would be local. I feel like the majority of kids are not local.
Yeah. That is surprising.
2 strikes and 1 out here for Jack Gradell in the bottom of the 6th. Seeing his third pitch. That one was a little wild. But Robbie Perez was able to get his glove on that one and ring it in. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Ooh, he wanted that one, but it looks like it was a little bit outside. I'm gonna lie and say that was a great call.
Yeah. It's also interesting that pitchers can, go for it a little more. They don't have to worry about the wild pitches with no base runners.
I don't know about that one, Blue. He just struck out on a ball that was in the dirt, basically. But you know what? It's all okay, because we have Sean Rivas coming up, and he's got us. No runners on base, no problem. 2 outs, no problem. Taking his first ball.
Sean Rivas, the first baseman, has a .345 on-base percentage this year.
Nice. That would be quite helpful right about now, just to keep this inning going. Get Jerome up.
0 home runs, but,
he
might
gets
be
on
the
base.
Perfect time for his first one.
He gets on base. Nice swing, great contact, falling in front of the center fielder. Stand up single. That is exactly what we were looking for from Sean. Bringing up Jerome Damry, the second baseman, who has been very useful in this 9 slot in his 5th at-bat of the day, as Oxnard is coming in to have a conversation with their pitcher, and a pitching change is actually coming through. Chris Margella is done for the day.
That's got to be rough for the pitcher there,
Number 37.
Everyone watching.
Yeah. Number 37, Daniel Perez, the lefty, is coming in for the Cougars. Or not the Cougars, the Condors.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm having such a hard time with that today, but I guess I am.
Yeah.
Daniel Perez is from Oxnard. Shout out Oxnard.
Shout out.
And he is a lefty sophomore. So, first lefty of the day for the Cougars to face.
The lefties are nasty. They have a slight advantage over those right-handed players because their breaking balls, break into you.
Yes.
So
yes.
It's really a challenge for those right-handers to adjust to that.
Yeah, and I think especially in lower level ball, like college ball and stuff like that, because when you get to the majors, there's a lot more strategy in what goes into how many lefties you have batting, how many righties you have batting in your lineup. But right about now, you can't really afford to do that with the roster sizes, so it very much just is the guys that you have, how you make it work as best as possible.
Yeah.
So that will be very interesting to see how that goes for the plethora of righties. Copy that. You didn't hear who I'm talking to, so I didn't hear to any. I'm not talking to anybody. I'm talking to you.
Nice.
Looks like we are gonna get going here after this last warm-up pitch. He wants his last one. I think we're gonna get a little throwdown to second action.
What did you say this pitcher's name was?
This pitcher's name is Daniel Perez.
Daniel Perez.
Number 37. He is a lefty, and he is ready to go. As a lefty from Cuesta comes up to bat.
Lefty on lefty.
3. That is a Jason Damry, bottom of the order.
Jerome.
Jerem.
Okay.
Jerem Damry. Apologies to Jerem and the Damry family. 1-0 count. Nice hack. Just a little bit too early on it as that grounds towards our crew over here.
He's early on that ball.
He is.
Got to stay a little bit back, but that can cost you. You know, if you get a real an off, you know, you get used to the off speed and then they throw you a fastball.
And you're just
If you're not ready for it.
asleep at the wheel.
Yeah.
Takes one outside for the second ball with a runner on first here. 2 outs still in this inning. Daniel Perez is hoping to get the Oxnard Condors out of this one.
You only
and
need one
on
out here for
to
them.
the top of the 7th.
Yeah.
Here comes the 2-1. Nice pitch. Finds the zone for strike 2. Jerem looking ready to swing with 2 strikes and 2 balls. And that is strike
That's the
3. End of the inning. So, Cuesta's going to start at the top of the order when we get to the bottom of the second. But for right now, Cuesta's got to play some defense to keep this 9-point lead alive. Welcome back to the 2 best people ever in not quite the 7th inning stretch. I don't know if they play the Cracker Jack song, but if not, we're going to sing it for you. Look out for that. And if I had to guess who was batting, we're just getting all sorts of balls over here. We got 1 ball, 2 balls, 3 balls, and 4 balls.
Say, for example, you want to throw a curveball.
Let's go.
You see this?
Pitching etiquette.
See this seam right here? You're going to put your hands there. And as you release, you're going to basically curve it. And it's going to go like that. And as it goes towards you, curveball. As it goes towards you, the side where it's going slower, like it'll have more friction with the wind, and then it'll pull it that way. So it's pretty crazy, you know.
That is awesome. I do not know how to do that.
Yeah.
I can do the 2 seam,
Yeah.
which, believe it or not, there's 2 seams right here, and then you put your fingers on the 2 seam, and then you rip it as hard as you can, and there's a little bit of spin.
Indeed.
And it moves a little bit more than that 4 seam, so it's kind of like a
The circle
change.
change. Yeah. I've been trying to work on my sinker, where it's just basically the opposite of a curveball.
Yeah,
but
those are tough.
it's hard to do.
Those are tough. And
It's really tough.
what's really interesting for high-level pitchers is they can even replace their fastball with sinkers.
Yeah.
And they
That
can
is
throw it
crazy.
in the upper 90s. And while we were away, Cuesta threw in a new pitcher for Chase Vial. Looks like number 5. Number 5. Number 5. Number 5. Number 5. Number 5 is Jack. 12 is the pitcher? Yeah, it's a new pitcher. That is Jack Stannard.
A lot of Jack
Lots
type
of Jacks.
names. You know, Yak, Jack. There's 2 Jacks on Cuesta. There's a Jacob, which is pretty close on Oxnard.
Pretty close. Pretty close.
And then another Jack.
Jack Stannard is 6'5".
6'5", wow.
Righty.
From Granite Bay.
As one sneaks up the line and stays fair. And Oxnard is pretty excited about that one. And I think I would be too.
Got him fired up there. This might be the momentum shift that they need, you know.
Leadoff
Get
hit
'em.
for them in the top of the 7th. As Caden Palanca is able to find his way to first. Jack looks a little upset about that, and I can't blame him. But we got to move to the next batter.
Yeah, this is an important threshold for our pitcher here, you know.
Absolutely. Luis Cervantes is coming up, seeing Jack for the first time, batting for the 3rd time. Grounder to second, flips, easy double play.
Incredible defensive effort there.
Who cares about Caden Palanca on first base anymore? Not Cuesta,
Gone.
because he is no longer there. Great play, bringing up William Dalton, top of the order. Cuesta's also going to have the top of the order at their next at-bat. But William Dalton's here with 2 outs and no runners on base as he takes the first ball of the at-bat. I believe this is their 4th time around the order. And then Cuesta has had 5, and they're going to start their 6th. That is ball 2 for William Dalton, the left fielder.
I'm really surprised they took out the pitcher from the last inning. I thought
Yeah,
he was
right.
doing very well.
He, like you were saying earlier, he did start to lose some of that control, though. He could just be one of their closers that they only want 20-something pitches with.
Yeah.
And they need him to show up pretty much every game.
Yeah. He's good for 1 inning.
Yeah,
and then,
right.
You know.
Hard hit ball just gets through A.J. Martinez, the shortstop. Great effort, but you can't get to everyone, you know.
Yeah.
And that one sneaks by for a single.
Especially with how Cuesta's been controlling the base runner so far today. You know,
Yeah.
a runner on first doesn't really.
We've
Doesn't
seen it
really mean
before,
anything.
and we've gotten through it before.
Yeah.
Isaiah Justo's coming up, the second baseman. And William is taking a nice lead there with his neon green arm sleeve and red sliding glove. I don't know who his stylist is, but we're going to have some words after the game.
Yeah.
Here comes the 1-0. That one
Ooh.
sneaks in there. Nice pitch. 1-1 with 2 outs here in top of the 7th. On this Wednesday afternoon, pickoff to first.
He was getting quite a big lead off there, you know.
He is vehemently teasing
Indeed.
our friend Jack Stannard, the 6'5" demon. From, where's he from?
Jack.
Bolton. Nope.
Grant.
Draper, Utah. Nope.
Granite Bay.
Draper, Utah.
Wait.
Draper, Utah?
No. It's Jack Stannard, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that was
Granite
Jack
Bay.
Sinclair, right? I can't read Granite Bay.
I don't know where that is.
I was just about to ask you. I have no idea where that is, but that's cool. You know what?
Yeah.
We're going to do some geography right now. 2-2
Good old Google
count,
Maps.
2 outs. And it is still Isaiah Justo up at the plate.
It's a
Takes
long
one
at-bat.
outside.
Full
Granite
count.
Bay. It is 4.5 hours away from here. It is right outside of Sacramento.
So Bay Area. Wannabe Bay Area.
Wannabe Bay Area. Let's make that for sure. That's like not even close to like
Yeah.
Pleasanton. That shit's out there.
Dang.
As the ball 4 comes in high for Isaiah Justo. Runner on first and second now. And guess who's coming up? None other than Josh.
Josh. Good old
Josh,
Josh.
with runners in scoring position and a very, very, very desperate need to get something going as this game runs out of outs left.
Yeah, Jack Stander's got to take a deep breath here, I think.
He does.
You know, he's
2 outs here. He's well within reason.
He's
but
getting
he's
a
just
little
gotta
in his head, I think.
gotta find the zone, stay calm. There's one right there.
Beautiful.
Great pitch.
It's not like they're even getting like a lot of hits. He just walked the last guy. You know, that's just a lack of focus or
Other
something like
minor details.
Yeah.
Nice swing. Shortstop makes the play. Wow. AJ Martinez. He is everywhere. Oh my gosh.
That was a great camera angle we just saw there.
That
was actually perfect.
This kid cannot miss. He is a gold glover out there at shortstop, and it makes absolute sense why they put him at shortstop, because he makes every play that comes his way.
And he's a two-way player.
Because that dude can get on base.
Even more impressive.
As we are into the 7th inning stretch of today, I don't think we're going to have time for a full 7th inning stretch anthem, but we can talk about Cracker Jacks and whatnot. Obviously, I would be repping Giants. Do you have a baseball team that you
Given that I'm, originally was born and raised until about middle school in Seattle, I'm a bit of a Mariners fan. I
Nice.
try to go with the Mariners.
Nice. Hey, that's a great pick. They're not too good that people hate them.
Yeah.
But they are a successful team with lots of young hope coming up.
They did really good last year. You know.
They did.
They're not starting so well this year, but I think, it's up and down throughout the season. So
Yeah. Well,
they're at 500.
The Giants are below 500 and they suck.
Yeah.
So that's been terrible to watch.
And they have for
a good amount of time, And I'm honestly enjoying watching Cuesta play a lot more than the past couple of Giants games that I've seen.
Enjoy watching them win. That's nice.
Yeah. This one has gotten progressively more and more out of hand over the past couple innings. Oxnard had a bit where they started to hold them down, but it just kept going.
And it's the hits that's really getting them. 16 hits to 7 hits.
Yeah.
That's a.
Here is Makani Nabarro on his 6th at bat for the day. He is 4 for 4 with a walk. See if he can keep that 1,000 batting average on the day alive.
Yeah.
As he ropes one that is caught by the center fielder.
Right in the sun, though.
Right in the sun. He made great contact. That's all you can ask for.
Can't keep hitting
And
forever,
he's had a hell of a game.
Yeah.
So there is absolutely nothing to feel bad about that one. As A.J. Martinez comes up to the plate, the MVP of the day, dare I say.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think that's crazy to say that. Not ridiculous.
Takes one for a strike with 1 out here in the top of the bottom 6. Bottom 7, sorry.
Top 8, wait.
Bottom 7.
Okay.
Hard hit ball by AJ, gets by the second baseman to the left fielder. He thought about going to, he wanted it, but the base coach said no. So AJ yet again making a major contribution to this team, setting up Yock Sinclair to get something going here. With 1 out in this Wednesday afternoon game at exactly 3:58 p.m. right now, if you're curious.
Good to know. And it looks like Oxnard's got another
I think
pitcher in the bullpen.
they're going to try and get out of this inning with our friend Daniel Perez, but they have someone warming up just in case things don't go their way. as the 1-0 comes to Yak. That one's low. Ball 2. Fixing his batting glove there, getting a little grip.
Yak's got 7 stolen bases this year, so he's got a little bit of speed there.
Okay. 7 stolen bases. He's got a couple hits on the day as well, as that one coasts inside for the 3rd ball. I think he has definitely been given the no swing call.
Yeah.
Especially with the score being where it is.
Especially at 3-0.
Let's see what comes down here. Right down the middle.
On those, I almost want him to swing.
I know, no.
You almost know it's gonna be a strike. Just give it all you got there.
But then if you pimp a homer, then the opposing team's gonna have an issue with you.
They're gonna hate
it's kind of
you.
one of those unspoken rules. But you know what? It's unspoken for a reason.
Yeah.
Here's the 3-1 for Yak. That one's in. Oh!
That was the same pitch as the last one. I don't know
He
why
was
he's mad about
ready to take a little journey.
He was ready for that one, yeah.
And the home plate umpire said, not today. Maybe tomorrow, but not today. That one looks like it was very close to the hands.
Yeah.
But he is back settling in for the 3-2 count with 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. Wow, hit hard. Center fielder is going to find it.
Dang.
And that is the 2nd out of the day. Ball doesn't lie, I guess, so maybe it was a strike.
Yeah.
As our main man, Hank Hansen, well, one of our main men, Hank Hansen. I just love the name Hank Hansen.
Yeah.
It's just a great name.
One of the superhero type names.
Yes, exactly. And it makes me, I don't know what comic Hank there is, but there's some Hank.
There's got to be. Oh, yeah.
But he is having a nice day for himself as well, seeing the first ball come through on this at-bat number 6 for the man out of San Diego, La Jolla specifically.
San Diego area.
I'm going to be honest, I've never been to San Diego, so I don't know, the whole Encinitas, La Jolla.
Do they consider themselves San Diego?
I couldn't tell you. That one's high for the 2nd ball. Lots of geography questions we're getting today. I wasn't ready for that one.
Yeah.
Granite Bay's in Sacramento, though. That's the important fun fact of the day.
Good to know.
Here is the 2-0 count. Got him swinging for the first strike. Daniel Perez still hanging in there, trying to get out of this one unscathed.
Perez has been pitching well in this inning. Only 1 solid hit.
Yeah.
I think he's been doing well.
Managed to get those 2 pop-outs.
He's taking his time.
He is getting set, and this umpire zone just keeps getting bigger.
Well, they are up 11-2.
I think
so
that is the
that might be
correlation
a little
there.
bit.
Correlation doesn't equal causation, but
Correct.
But it's getting a little correlated for my liking. The 2-2 count. That one was too low to ignore. I think the ump just wants to go home and get his home-cooked meal from his supposed significant other. I don't want to assume, but it would be nice.
How can an ump like this have anyone love him?
I know. I don't know.
But
that strike zone.
Yeah.
Oh! That caught him on the right elbow.
Pitcher
he
thought
wore
strike
it like a
zone
champ.
is the whole box,
Yeah,
including the batter's box.
If that didn't hit him, I think that would have been a strike call. if you really want me to go out on a limb there, but Hank advances AJ Martinez over to second as Gavin Colombo steps in for his 6th at-bat of the day.
2 outs here, though. This is a big opportunity to leave batters
Big opportunity.
Extremely
First
on the
one
base.
is in the dirt. Very interesting to see how Gavin approaches this at-bat in the current situation.
And if Colombo gets on base here, do they switch out that pitcher?
That
You know,
is a very important question. Fouls one off against
very
the backstop.
early on that one.
Very early. Bringing the count to 1-1. Also, fun fact: the scoreboard says what numbers at bat in the top left. So we've just been
Oh wow.
we've been looking for no
Dang.
reason. So that's cool.
Yeah.
We learned that in the bottom of the 7th. Takes that one in the dirt for ball 2. Cougars staying where they are on base though. Still no stolen bases today.
Yeah. Unfortunate.
Unfortunate. You know, we saw 13 runs, so
Yeah.
all things considered,
Not a bad day.
not a bad day.
Yeah.
And, sorry, 13 counting
Yeah.
with a runner on first and second.
Yeah.
Hard hit ball that gets over the third baseman and almost past the left fielder. That's going to be 2 runs easily.
Stand up double there.
Stands up double for Gavin Colombo, bringing the score to 13-2.
And now you got 2 batters in
Scoring position.
too.
Absolutely. For Jack Gradell, the catcher who has had a great hitting day today.
Yeah.
And it looks like Oxnard is deciding to let Daniel Perez